to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
John Baisley, First Ward.
Bill Carlos, Second Ward.
Joe Conti, Third Ward.
Michael Safone, Fourth Ward.
Ann Schurshin, 6th Ward.
Todd Tancredi, Supervisor.
Felicia Salvatore, Town Clerk.
Jim Nelson, attorney for the town.
Okay, we don't have a very long agenda tonight, so I will run through agenda items for those of you who may not have an agenda in front of you, and then we'll take any questions on agenda items. Item number 1 is to be adjourned. We're still working through some legal issues in relation to that building on North Grand Avenue. 2 is the authorization for the purchase of a truck for our water department. 3 is the appointment of our delegate to the Association of Towns. 4 is the appointment of an attorney for a tax cert that is coming up, that Van de Water and Mr. Nelson have to recuse themselves from. 5 is to ratify the supervisor's signature on agreement with the county regarding the Poughkeepsie High Park Automated Salt Spreader Project. That's the shared services grant that we received. 6 is to appoint 6, we're going to also, it's the appointment of LRC Plan Services as our planner, but we're going to adjourn that to the first meeting in February. We're still working through that contract as well. 7 is consent, planning board as secret lead agency for all space self-storage. 8 is to appoint temporary part-time tax clerk. 9 is to authorize the rail chart agreement with the county, and there's no changes there from previous years. 10 is to appoint our new grant writer. We met last week. 11 is to appoint a deputy town clerk. 12 is the notification of a lawsuit. And then we have 2 special consent items. 1 is the notification of a claim that has been referred to the town. And then 2 is to accept the resignation of Linda Dwark as Housing Program Coordinator. So I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules for public comment on agenda items.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone here to speak on the agenda? Doreen?
Yes, I have several questions. Number 4, looks like it's a court case against De Cordova versus the town.
Yes.
Is that because there was a question of an assessment being lowered and the town couldn't reach an agreement with the client?
It's a tax cert. He's challenging his assessment.
Okay, well, I know sometimes that you try to work that out internally, but it looks like this is where it's going to.
Yeah, I think if we can work it out internally, we will without spending the legal money, but it doesn't appear at this point that that's going to be possible.
Okay. And then number 5, the agreement with the county for the salt spreader.
Yeah.
So this was part of that county incentive or grant or something?
Shared services grant.
Okay, so I was under the impression that had already gone through, but it's just, you're just putting that in motion tonight?
Well, we're putting, we've received the grant. We were notified of the grant, I don't know, last early winter or last fall.
Okay.
And it's just been
Taking this long?
paper.
Okay.
They've asked for certain insurance information from us and various pieces of information. So it's just kind of the paper that's following up with the grant.
Okay, and then the last one is about the truck purchase for the water department.
Mm-hmm.
And when I looked at the package online, it looks like this is going to cost even less money
Yes.
than.
It's a different truck.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
Keith.
I'd like to thank Supervisor Ballard for saving the taxpayer some money.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Seeing no one, I make a motion to resume the rules.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Hey, Jim, the public hearing, that's to be adjourned. Do we have to do anything special in terms of adjourning it, or?
Well, I think we're probably going to end up re-advertising this, but I think the smart thing to do would be to pick a meeting, probably the second meeting in February, and adjourn it, open it, and then adjourn it to a date certain.
And,
The
okay.
second meeting in February.
All right, and I'll make a motion to that effect. A second?
Second.
Adjourn it to second meeting in February. All those in favor? Wayne's here. Is there anybody in the audience who came to speak to this public hearing? There's not. There's no reason to take any comment from Wayne at this point? I mean, legally, I'm asking you legally where we stand, what we should do and shouldn't do.
The right thing to do is what you did, which was to adjourn
Okay.
the public hearing to a date certain, which is,
All right.
which is the second meeting in February.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Wayne. All right, Jay, you want to start on number 2?
Whereas the Town of Poughkeepsie Water Department wishes to purchase a new dump truck for the use by the Water Department, which vehicle would also be available for the use by the Highway Department, and whereas the County of Chappaqua pursuant to General Municipal Law 103 issued competitive bids and procured a low bid from Van Bortle Ford of East Rochester, New York for a 2014 Ford F-550X regular cab, four-wheel drive, DRW 141 dump truck in the amount of $54,323, which Water Maintenance Supervisor Ballard advises significantly less than the private sector cost for the truck. Now therefore be resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby authorized the supervisor to purchase pursuant to General Municipal Law, Chapter 103-16-1, 2014 Ford F-550 XL regular cab, four-wheel drive, DRW 141 dump truck from Van Bortle Ford, Inc. of Chappaqua County, bid price of $54,323 pursuant to the attached recommendation of Water Maintenance Supervisor Ballard, which said monies were in the 2013 operating budget and account number F8340-0203 and were encumbered into the 2014 budget, and is hereby authorized and be it further resolved that the purchase of this equipment is a type 2 action requiring no environmental review. So moved.
Second.
Mr.
Mr.
Motion
Ballard,
a second, any discussion?
I met with Mr. Ballard and went through the bid from Chautauqua County, just to make sure that it matched the bids that I know about, and it does, so it's perfectly okay.
Okay. Anything else? I want to thank Mr. Ballard for his hard work on this and for finding it what it seems to be a good solution for the department. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint John J. Basil as the delegate to the Association of Towns, and be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize to improve the attendance of all elected and non-elected officials with prior Town Board approval to the annual meeting of the Association of Towns. So moved.
Second?
Motion a second. Jay, I forgot to mention this to you, right? Thanks.
Control heart.
We figured we'd pop that up.
It's always a guess question.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby attain Jeffrey Rothschild, Esquire of Capilino and Rothschild LLP to represent the town relating to a tax certiorari litigation entitled Michael Cordova, versus Kathleen Tabor, Assessor, Town of Poughkeepsie, TAL, index number 2012-4694 at the rate of $150 per hour for partners, subject to a cap of $5,000. So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby ratify the supervisor's execution of the Poughkeepsie High Park Automated Salt Spreader Project Agreement with the County of Dutchess, which contract is attached here too. So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Number 6.
6 weeks.
This one
6 has been, yep.
Okay.
Adjourn.
Number 7, be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby consent to the Town of Poughkeepsie Planning Board acting as secret lead agency for the project known as All Space Self-Storage Site Plan Amendment 100 to 120 Salt Point Turnpike, Poughkeepsie, New York, grid number 616202814518. So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Don E. Costanco as a temporary part-time tax record clerk for 90 days at a salary of $13 per hour effective January 13th, 2014 through April 11th, 2014, and be further resolved that the town supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? This is part of the, this is budgeted in the 2014 budget. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Be it resolved that the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor on behalf of the Town of Poughkeepsie to execute the extension of the Dutchess Rail Trail intermunicipal agreement with the County of Dutchess, which agreement shall be in effect from January 1, 2014 through December 31, 2015, in substantially the form as presented. So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby authorized the supervisor to execute a contract between the Town of Poughkeepsie and Martin Schneider to provide grant writing services, which contract will be effective through December 31st, 2014, in substantially the form as presented. So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Last week, Councilman Cracker had asked Mr. Snyder for some references. We received 3 references. We contacted all 3. One didn't get back to us, but the other 2, I've provided the board with those comments. All of them were, or both of them were really nothing derogatory, all good comments, and I asked each applicant or each reference to grade the applicant on a scale of 1 to 10, as 10 being the highest. One said 10 plus, the other one said 8 to 10, would hire again, all positive things. So, all right. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby recognize the town clerk's appointment of Linda DeWark as Town Deputy Clerk, and does hereby authorize an annual salary of $35,552 for said Deputy Clerk effective February 3rd, 2014.
So moved.
So moved.
Second?
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Linda is coming from the Section 8 program, as most of you are aware. We're shipping that program to the city, and I want to compliment our town clerk on the outstanding staff she's put together in the town clerk's office. Really, all
They're very, very, very good.
Yeah, they do seem to be very good. We have motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
12 is a notice of claim that we will refer to legal. 13 is be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby grant special consent to the following items to wit. SC1 is a notification. Following notice of claim has been referred by the town clerk to legal. SC2 is an acceptance of resignation of Linda Dworak as Housing Program Coordinator, and be it further resolved that upon the objection of any member of the town board, an item may be removed from the list and voted on separately. So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Okay, SC1 is a notice of claim, and SC2, be it resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept with regret the resignation of Linda Dworak as Housing Program Coordinator for Town of Poughkeepsie, effective February 2nd, 2014. So moved.
Second.
We have motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. And that brings us to the end of our lengthy agenda. I'd like to suspend the rules for public comment on town issues. Oh, sorry. Well, can I just, let me have a second for that. Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
But before we do that, Felicia
Okay.
has something to announce.
I'm just going to read that I received from the, I don't even know here, the Association of Towns. They're having their yearly meeting, February 16th through the 19th. If any of you guys are willing to attend or want to attend, I have all the information.
Where?
It's in,
No, it's you.
no, I think it's in, I didn't really get a
City.
chance. Yeah, Hilton in Midtown.
Well, we might all be able to go to that.
Sorry, you have to come back and
Well,
forth on the
Valentine's Day,
train,
I'll have to
but
pass on
I mean,
that.
even if you went for one day, I don't, maybe you can
there's
get
good
a
That's
classes.
Valentine's weekend.
agenda and see what interests you and maybe drive.
What day is it?
That's the 16th.
No,
It's the 16th through the 19th.
That's a weekend, or is it?
No, I think
It's
that's,
the day two,
I think that's, what is
It's
it?
usually a Monday,
Not a week-
Tuesday.
is it? I think it's Monday.
They usually go in on a Sunday. and
that
it's
doesn't even
Monday,
seem
Tuesday.
right. Seems like a weekend almost, because
The
isn't,
16th?
isn't,
What's Valentine's Day?
it's a Friday.
Well, it's always the 14th, it's Valentine's Day.
14th, 15th.
Sunday?
It starts Sunday. I think it
Okay.
starts Sunday evening and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday.
And Monday's a holiday.
So there are good, and very
Monday's
informative
President's Day.
sessions and classes if anybody's interested, so. Thank you, Felicia.
I have it in my office if you guys want to check it out.
Okay. Is there anybody from the audience who wishes to speak to the board? Bob?
Bob Casement. I'd like to know what's going on in the corner of Raymond and Main Street. That sidewalk has been closed now for about 6 months, forcing people to
I
walk
wish
in the
Wayne was
street.
still here.
Yeah.
Do you know exactly where we are with that?
We've issued the notices. I don't have the resolution with me, but the clock, the 60-day clock by which the owner has to start and finish the work is well underway. And if he doesn't do it,
Yeah,
then
I
Oh,
authorized.
they're starting to work now?
No, the clock by which time he must start and finish the work has begun.
We passed a resolution a couple weeks back that basically said he has 60 days to get this taken care of, and if he doesn't do it within that time frame, the town will do it and put it on his tax bill, in
Well, that should have
essence.
been done 6 months ago.
Well,
I understand.
yeah, I think, didn't they run into asbestos or something that was slowing down the progress? I thought that's what I heard, that there was asbestos.
You have to follow the legal channels, sometimes
Yeah.
it takes some time, but hopefully we'll,
Yeah, but that's a public safety.
I know,
I know.
we're trying,
Somebody gets hit by a car, that's a busy corner.
yeah. You check it, just
I'll check
check
today.
on that tomorrow and see what's going on.
Thank you, Mr. Casement.
Anybody else? See, yes. Hi.
John Ortiz. Just had a couple quick things for you. Made a couple comments at previous meeting I attended.
Okay.
I guess I must have ruffled a couple of feathers, I'm not sure.
That's okay, keep it towards you, we can hear you.
A couple of statements that came from people that had come up. Actually, the first statement was, I don't know if he's a paid fireman or not. I didn't really understand the relevance of that statement. I don't know if people have fondness for firemen or whatever, I don't know. Seems that some of the citizens, it seems to some citizens, if you're a member of the public service, whether it be a police officer, firefighter, teacher, town board member, that basically you're kind of some blood-sucking leech, really. Most of us have a real passion for our jobs and we really love what we do, just as I'm sure most of you or all of you town board members do. You know, really we try to make our community a better place. I'd like to commend you all for the job that you do, each and every one of you, really. I know it's hard to sit up there. Some people will never put on a uniform, they'll never teach a class, they'll never trade places with you guys. It's a lot easier to sit in this seat right here and fire shots than it is to sit up there and hold the bullseye. I know that, all right? If it is important to anyone, I have been involved in emergency services for approximately 30 years now. I am a career member of the Arlington Fire District, firefighter EMT. This is a statement, it's not an apology. I am here as a resident taxpayer, and I'm not commenting on behalf of the district or the career staff. Okay, in spite of some negative publicity recently that's been brought against the fire district, I'd like to make a couple of positive comments on this. Because of the past support of the residents of the fire district, we have one of the best equipped, best trained emergency service providers in New York State. Probably one of the most qualified people in the room to say that. And I'll extend that to the police department also. Got a bunch of great people over there. They do a great job. For those who asked if you really do need the best, you have to ask someone who's ever had to dial 911. That's all I can really say about it. I will speak for every member that I work with, that in spite of the negative comments that are put forward, we will abide by the oath that was sworn by us to protect the lives, property, and without hesitation, really, put ourselves in harm's way to protect the citizens that we serve. Okay, there's some local online publications whose main focus seems to be spreading negative propaganda about local emergency service providers and their members. To the subscribers of these publications, these are a one-sided, misleading, and highly edited version of the facts. I hope you don't believe everything you read until you hear the whole story. Okay, again, some of these are very misleading. Again, just like to thank you for your time. Thank you again for your service. It is appreciated by citizens of town of Poughkeepsie.
And thanks to all the paid staff, professionals. Appreciate it.
Did you say your first name was John?
Yes.
Anybody else wish to address the board? Seeing no one, I make a motion to resume the rules.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Jay?
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby adjourned to executive session to consider the following matters to wit. 1, matters leading to the appointment, employment, dismissal, or removal of a corporation. And be it further resolved, there will be no action appropriating money. So moved.
Second.
And,
We have a motion second. All those in favor?
aye.
Town board adjourns to executive session at 7:20 PM.